I have designed a house that I want to build in super flat Minecraft. However, there's a slight problem. It uses these blocks right here. If you didn't know, these blocks, which are really quite easy to get in normal Minecraft, are incredibly annoying to get in superflat. We're going to be using some weird methods that you probably have never even used or thought about before, and it's going to be a challenge, but I'm determined to build this house. Also, to make things more interesting, I'm going to be tracking how many hours it takes, and we're going to be playing in hardcore mode. This video took a long time to make, so if you could subscribe and leave a like, that would be awesome. Let's get into it. Now, I'm actually starting this in version 1.17 and creating the world here using the seed I love beans on toast, which is not really going to change anything as it's a flat world, and then instantly logging out and porting the world to 1.18.2. Why? You'll see later, but off we set straight away to that nearby village we saw, where I collected some basic stuff including a bed, some food, and some basic tools. I then killed my first of many iron golems, which of course I'll be repeating at every village I come across. In the next village, I found my first blacksmith, and in it, a load of obsidian, some more iron, and an iron sword. And this right here is why I created the world in 1.17, as if you just start in a 1.18.2 world, you don't get all these random structures such as mine shafts, ruined portals, and another one you'll see a bit later. The slimes are currently hitting quite hard, so I made myself some armor and an iron pickaxe, and spotted the third structure that will appear, and that is of course a pillager tower, which helps us tick off one of the blocks we need. However, we're not going to collect them at the moment as it's surrounded by pillagers. I then stumbled across my first mine chest and got ourselves some glowberries, which is the only way you can get these in super flat. I also managed to get some gold and some other cool stuff, as well as some redstone, which I think is the only way you can find it naturally. You can trade with it for villagers, but that's pretty cool. Speaking of trading with villagers, I decided to get some emeralds in case a wandering trader appeared, and also covered myself in full iron armor. I found a flint and steel and some golden carrots in this portal, and then I found myself a name tag as well as some melon seeds. I then found myself a blacksmith, and it was absolutely rubbish, but luckily in the next village there was another blacksmith, and this one wasn't rubbish as I had a diamond. I picked up some more melon seeds from here because I actually forgot to pick up the other ones from the last chest, as well as some pumpkin seeds from the next one as well, which is lovely. Now, we're 1 hour in now, and I found this village here with some horses, some pigs, and lots of cows. And cows are pretty useful, so I thought, yeah, this is where we'll settle down for now. It's about 5,000 blocks away from spawn, but we're on hardcore mode, so if we die, we're dead for good. I put down some chests and finally emptied my inventory, which was a massive mess. And then I got my exact coordinates, and then went on chunk base, and went on the slime chunk, entered my seed, and then went searching for all the slime chunks in the area, so I could get rid of the ones in close proximity and slime proof them by, using a shovel there. I then gathered all the cows into a single pen and bred them up a little bit as well. And we're not going to mess around. We're going to get working on a villager breeder straight away. And we're going to be using carrots in this thing. And I've made one of these many times before. Basically, you just have 2 villagers. They breed up baby villagers, and then the baby villagers drop into a hole and gather in this little chamber at the end here. It's very simple and can be made with some basic stuff like I did just now. All we need now is some villagers, because there's none in here, so I got myself some powered rails and collected up the nearby villagers in the village we are and plopped them into the villager breeder. And actually, one of them somehow got into the villager area at the end. I don't know how this happened, but he can stay there. I don't care. I then set up some farms, including some pumpkin and melon ones, as we are going to probably make a pumpkin and melon farm a bit later, but for now, we need to actually just have some pumpkin and melons to make some more seeds. I also planted some other farms and then headed off to more villages where I killed iron golems, and I actually found a silk touch book in this minecart here, which is amazing. I collected myself some more crops, and then finally, after so long searching, I got myself a saddle, meaning I can get around so much easier on this horse here, and it just speeds things up massively. It's a lifesaver. We've now reached the 2-hour mark, and I want to get myself some glass. And the only way I can really get myself some glass is using a librarian at the moment. Unfortunately, I need to level this villager up though, so I went and got some emeralds by chopping loads of wood and trading with sticks. This is the only real way I've got to get emeralds at the moment, and we bought ourselves some bookshelves as they're a bit cheaper, and we can also use them to make an enchanting table. This took quite a while as it's quite a lot of sticks per emerald, but finally we leveled him up up. Managed to trade some bucks with him this time, and the moment of truth, is he going to give us that glass trade? Yes, he is. Look at that. What a beautiful librarian he is. And also, my villager farm is completely working. Look at all those baby villagers. Brilliant. I used the 2 diamonds I had to make myself that enchanting table. I can't get any enchants at any point. But look, our first wandering trader, and it managed to unlock 2 blocks for us. The moss block and some pointed dripstone. I thought I could make a pointed dripstone farm, but turns out you need to put it on dripstone, so that won't work. Oops. Oh well, let's get working on our iron farm. That's what we got the glass for. We need it for the iron farm. I actually need some iron for the iron farm, which is quite ironic. Found this, some more bookshelves on the way, which was nice. Can convert those into books. And also 2 diamonds, which is very, very nice. I gathered up all the materials we needed to build this iron farm, as well as enchanted a pickaxe, hoping to get silk touch, but instead I got fortune free, so I had to use my book from earlier. Then we got building this thing, and one of the first things you have to do is get a zombie in this hole, and I got 5 here by accident, but finally, after a bit of struggle, we got 1 in a hole. I went to kill all the other zombies, and yeah, I went a little bit too far, and it disappeared. Woohoo! So I made a name tag this time, got another zombie, lured him up to the hole, got him in, called him idiot, and there we go. Jobs are good, and now we can get building the farm itself, which is very simple. It's a logical Geek Boy design. I've built this farm multiple times before. Very easy. All you need is some villagers, which the biggest pain of the part. I actually did this wrong multiple times, as you can see here. I'm struggling, but after a while, we got it all sorted, and we had all 3 villagers in, and this thing is ready to go. And I'm just clearing away the final glass blocks here, and this happened. An iron golem spawned and killed my idiot. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. I was not happy. So time for zombie number 3. Found this guy over here, name tagged him Idiot2, started clearing out all the blocks, etc. And this time everything went a bit more smoothly, and we actually had started to gather some iron, and I was just kidding about things going smoothly. Of course, I forgot to spawn proof the block this guy's on. Tried to push him off, and of course he killed my zombie. Idiot2's dead, and you can probably see in a second, I was not happy. I was not happy whatsoever. Time for zombie number 4, and this time I gave him the name tag of I'm not an idiot, Joel is, and we cleared everything up, and it was working. Everything's spawn proof. Iron golems can only spawn in there. It's working. Jobs are good un. So it's time to move on to something else, and that something else is the Nether. I needed some more obsidian, so I went looking in blacksmiths or ruined portals, but to be honest, I feel like the blacksmiths were a bit more common. I didn't even find any in this ruined portal, which is a shame, but in the next village in the blacksmith, I found a diamond, bringing us to 3 diamonds, so I can make a diamond pickaxe and mine the obsidian myself from the ruined portal we found just a few moments ago, which took a while, but it did the job. I then headed home on my trusty steed and started to kill some of my cows because it's about time. I haven't killed any of them yet, and I need some beef as I was getting low on bread. I also made myself a shield because we're going to the Nether, and the Nether's scary, and I've only got iron armor on, and I set off in search of the fortress. But I also found some quartz, which will be coming in very useful later. You'll see why shortly. But yes, I did find a fortress, and we managed to find a blaze spawner, and I did nearly die multiple times, but we managed to get ourselves 8 blaze rods, which is more than plenty. I also stumbled across a load of endermen on the way back. I managed to get myself some ender pearls, which was nice of them to drop those. And after getting lost for a while, I found my portal, and we made our way home, and you can see we can head to the stronghold now. But before that, this is what the quartz is useful for. I can turn the quartz and some cobblestone into some diorite and then into some granite and andesite, meaning that's 2 new blocks we've unlocked. We're halfway through. Lovely. But let's put that to one side for now, as it's time to go kill the ender dragon. Just kidding, I don't actually have enough Eye of Enders yet, but I did find the stronghold so I could go loot all the chests. Found myself another ender pearl, which is nice, and I also found the portal, which had, as you can guess, nearly all of the eyes were completed. Just kidding, they were all empty, so I have to get a full 12. Yay! It is quite fun just parkouring across these strongholds, though. I much prefer strongholds like this than underground, but obviously we're trying to get to the end, so I went and collected myself some ender pearls from trading with some piglins and also killing some more endermen in the Nether, as I did run out of gold and I could not be bothered to mine more gold in the Nether, as it's just painfully slow, as I don't have fortune 3 or anything like that. I did get to kill a piglin child though, because it stole my ender pearls, so that's always fun. And And we did manage to get all the ender pearls we need eventually, as you can see here. And we decided to mine some quartz as well, just for a bit of XP, as well as the quartz we're going to be using. I then chopped down some trees as I needed some emeralds to buy a bow and some arrows from our Fletcher here. And then I enchanted the bow as well, because this is going to help us with killing shulkers as well as the ender dragon. I needed some gunpowder as I wanted to take some rockets, so I could just travel around the end once I get to those elytra a lot more easier. And I actually found 3 diamonds in a chest I hadn't searched in the stronghold, as well as this other bookshelf place, which I haven't checked either. And I actually found like a mending book in here, which was amazing. But I don't want to take all of that with me to the end, so I made a chest by the end portal, which I'll get on the way back. But look, hour 7, it's time to kill the ender dragon. Do you want to see an ender dragon fight? Tough, it's boring, I'm not going to show you it. The ender dragon's dead. And now we can go and do the fun stuff, which is exploring the end and getting ourselves loads of diamond armor. Finally, we've been stuck with this iron armor for so long now, and I've nearly died so many times. So I was so happy to see our first fortress, and in our first chest, you guessed it, 1 iron shovel. Yay! Luckily though, once I made my way over to the ship, I did actually manage to get ourselves some elytra as well as some diamond armor, and it wasn't long until we were completely covered in diamonds, except for the elytra, because flying is fun. I think I spent about 30 to 40 minutes just flying around, basically until I was getting too low on rockets and I wanted to head home. I did manage to get a load of decent gear, which is amazing, and you can see here the diamond is looking nice and shiny, and I love flying through those little gateways there with elytra. It's just so fun. And here you can see our full hoard of goodies, but we didn't get one thing, and that is a fortune-free pickaxe. I really wanted a fortune-free pickaxe to help me get that quartz, to get my granite and my andesite. So I did a bit of enchanting, and I got some, which is nice. I put that mending book I found in the stronghold, and then I went to the Nether to collect some mushrooms as well as a load of quartz. And while I was there, I stumbled across this bastion, and I was just too tempted. I had to go in, and yeah, piglin brutes are scary. You can see here, they hit me for 3.5 hearts. Not fun, not fun, but we managed to kill them all, mostly using our bow and arrow, to be honest. And we looted all the chests, and we got some ancient debris, which is good. But you know what's even better? 2 netherite ingots. Thank you very much indeed. I took these home, and I put 1 on our fortunate free pickaxe and 1 on our axe, as these are the tools I use the most. I probably should have put 1 on a shovel, as I spent a long time shoveling stuff after this, but oh well. It's time to move on to another part of our plan, and that plan involved converting some villagers. So you can see me here killing a load of witches because I need sugar, and this is the only way in a flat world for me to get sugar other than a wandering trader showing up and giving me some sugarcane, which hasn't happened so far. I spent the times in the day just clearing out some slime chunks and waiting for night, where I killed more witches, and finally you can see here I got myself some sugar, meaning I can make that fermented spider's eye to make my potions of weakness. Score. I then started leading a load of my villagers to this zombie here, getting him to whack them, as he does right now, and convert them into zombie villagers. And we put them in a big pile here, converted them with our potion and our golden apples. By the way, we've got loads of gold. Don't need to worry about golden apples for a while. And they started converting back into villagers. Actually, one of them did get reconverted back to a zombie, so that's not good. Oh well, we only needed 3 for now, really, anyway. Also, this guy with the sword hit really hard. I had to keep being careful around him. As you can see, half hearts there already. However, he soon converted into this friendly little villager here who's going to give us 1 emerald for 1 iron. And we've got lots of iron because of our iron farm. Perfect. We basically have unlimited emeralds now, except they do get angry sometimes and they change their trades to like 6 or 4. So I don't know why they do that. They obviously just don't like me. But I got some other villagers as well. These ones not converted, so I could get myself some bricks, which, by the way, brings us to another tick off on our list. We've got 4 out of 6 now. And these masons actually give us the 5th as well, the dripstone. However, I was trying to get that really hard, and we just didn't get lucky. I had 2 masons, and neither of them gave me the dripstone trade, which is a shame. But I traded up with them anyway, and they do have polished andesite, which I will be using, which is nice. One of my toolsmiths actually trades a silk touch pickaxe, which is pretty awesome. So I decided to buy one off him and add it to my other pickaxe so I could make this cobblestone generator by Mysticat and get ourselves some stone. I say cobblestone generator, it's just a stone generator. You can get get cobble and stone, as you can see here. And I needed both, so I did. And with all the quartz we collected earlier, we managed to make ourselves some andesite. And we're actually going to start building the house. Well, the bottom layer of it, you'll see it's not much. I don't get a lot done. But I did require a lot of dirt for some terraforming, because obviously I didn't want to build it on the flat world. I'm sick of a flat world. I wanted to raise it up higher, make it stand out, and you can see the shape of it here. It's quite a big house, to be honest with you. However, to continue, I need to go collect that block we saw first, the dark oak wood. Before I actually did, though, I did spot the wandering trader was still there, so I went and got myself some emeralds and went back to him and bought all the moss and some gunpowder and some dripstone as well. And then I murdered him. I had to do it. And then something weird happened. I don't know how this happened. I think it's because I started this on 1.17, but my world severely glitched out. So all the villages and stuff now are floating. I don't know why that's happening, but it makes the pillager tower a lot easier to get the dark oak wood from. There was only one pillager in that entire thing, so to be honest, I'm not complaining. What I am complaining about is my elytra breaking, which was a shame. Nearly died, took me down to about 3 hearts, but we didn't die, so we move on. And we actually started getting some more villagers now that they'd all been bred up, and we went for that dripstone. Didn't get it on this trade, but did get polished granite, which I'm going to use. Didn't get it on this guy either, which is a bit of a pain, but finally on this guy, we finally got the dripstone block, and now we have 5 out of 6, baby. Only one to get, and it's that lovely spruce block. However, the only way to get that spruce block is via wandering traders. So I have to wait for one to spawn. So I thought I'd gather up some materials while I wait for a wandering trader to appear. I gathered everything I would need for this house, and I went AFK a bit as well. On hour 12, I chopped down some trees. Then I heard this glorious sound. A wandering trader. Just kidding, it's on my creative world, which is on my other monitor, which I had open by accident. That made me angry. I did manage to craft up some granite, though. I killed some cows out of boredom, and I went AFK a lot. I was just waiting around, listening out for that trader. Nothing happened. Hour 13, I was getting very sad. At this point, I want any type of wood, just as long as it's not oak. Any different type of sapling would be great, as long as it's not oak or dark oak, because I have those, so I will use whatever I can get. I was just originally going to build the house on that raised bit of land, but I thought, you know what, we got all this time waiting around for this wandering trader, we may as well be productive, so I made a path up to that house, and as well as that path, I did a nice little river around it, well, lake, I guess you could say, which takes a long time. This took me a while to build, but we got it done, and we have this water around the outside now, as well as some rocks and some other bits and bobs. At this point, I went shopping in real life to get some stuff for lunch, and I just decided to go AFK, and when I came back, nothing. So I decided to go cook that lunch, and it was another like 30 to 40 minutes, and when I came back, I heard the glorious noise, a wandering trader, but now the moment of truth. What sapling or any does he have for us? And oh my gosh, guys, I can't believe it. We got the spruce sapling. I was freaking out a bit. I was telling him I love him, and I was just so happy, to be honest. So happy, in fact. Here is the actual audio of me finding it. Please, 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 please. Yes! Legend! Yeah, had to do some bleeping there because I was very excited. I also killed the llamas out of excitement and traded with all the things with the wandering trader. And I killed him as well. I didn't show it, but I did. I killed him. Also, whilst I was AFK, my villager turned into a zombie villager, which is a shame, but oh well, we move on. The rest of my villagers were perfectly fine. I'd actually stopped the villager farm by placing that dripstone there because it was just making too many villagers and I didn't need that many. But it's time to get some spruce wood. So I got all my bone meal out of my chest and we got making some spruce logs. Oh my gosh, I was so happy to see this stuff and bone mill it, and we got the podzol as well, which is a new unlock. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, apart from the fact there was barely any leaves, but we had no reason to worry. We managed to get plenty of saplings, and by the end we had like enough saplings just to keep multiplying and multiplying. It was brilliant, and we could start making our spruce slabs, stairs, everything we needed for this build. It required a lot of spruce, and the final thing I had to do was go get some more quartz to get some more granite. And yes, it's about time, guys. The time-lapse music is building. We are going to finally, after 15 hours, get building this house. Oh my gosh, it's taken so long, but it has been worth it, and I am very excited to show you what we're going to build. You can see the bricks there, you can see the spruce, you can see the purple terracotta, you can see all the different blocks that we've managed to collect over this time, which has not been easy, and this build took around an hour or so to build. You can see we've reached the 16-hour mark now, and we get to the 17-hour mark a bit later. Place some gold in the center there. I was going to do copper, but it just was going to take too long to get some copper. The only way you can get copper is from drowned in the flat world, and I didn't even want to start with that. What I did want to do was decorate it a bit more though, and make it look a bit nicer. And as you can see, we got loads of spruce saplings now. I still have 2 trees up, and we've got plenty of spruce saplings alongside that, 17 in fact. So I'm going to actually plant some spruce trees, bone meal them all up, plant some flowers, get some leaves, and then plant some bushes as well, and then bone meal the ground as well, and then plant some more flowers. And then the final thing, add in some lanterns on some brick walls heading up to the base, and it's time for some shaders, baby. It's done. Built-in hardcore flat world survival, and oh my gosh, it took a while, but I am very happy with it. I think it's turned out lovely, and I hope you guys agree. This video took so long to